This is the Edge 50 Pro and it wants to continue Motorola's winning streak with its Edge series. You see, last year, the massive success of the Edge 40 series helped reignite Motorola's presence in India. So, the Edge 50 Pro retains all the highlights of the Edge 40 series, but also focuses on amping up the camera and charging capabilities. So, can it disrupt the 30 to 35,000 rupees segment? Well, before I answer that, why not consider subscribing to this channel to keep up with the latest in tech. The Edge 50 Pro is one good-looking smartphone. I really like the way its camera island seamlessly blends with the back panel. The placement of the camera sensors is also symmetrical, which gives it a clean look. Although, I must mention that the smartphone wobbles quite a bit on a flat surface, which can be annoying. Hold the Edge 50 Pro in your hand and it immediately impresses with its sleek profile and well-distributed weight. The phone's sleek curves on both sides give it a slimmer profile. By the way, the colorways on this smartphone are all validated by Pantone, which is a company known for establishing color standards. This luxe lavender colorway also comes with a nice vegan leather back, making it extremely soft and grippy to hold. It also adds a nice touch of elegance. But vegan leather backs are notorious for being hard to maintain. Motorola knows it, so they have bundled a good quality color-matched hard case with this phone as well. Additionally, this smartphone is also quite durable thanks to its IP68 rating. Moto has also provided an optical fingerprint scanner on the Edge 50 Pro and it worked well in my experience. There is also a pair of Dolby Atmos stereo speakers on this smartphone which are loud and output a decent level of low frequency tunes as well. This phone has a 6.7-inch POLED curved display with a 144Hz refresh rate. By the way, 144Hz will only be unlocked in certain games and benchmarks, otherwise the UI maxes out at 120Hz. The display is a top-notch panel that delivers vibrant colors, excellent viewing angles, and is further enhanced by HDR10+ support. It is also claimed to have a peak brightness of 2000 nits, and I had no issues using it outdoors under sunlight. The Edge 50 Pro's camera system has impressive specs on paper: a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 13-megapixel ultra-wide shooter, and a 10-megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom. Specs aside, this is also the world's first Pantone-validated camera system which promises accurate colors, especially skin tones. But here's the thing, while the main camera captures detailed photos, the colors are a different story. They lean towards the saturated side, which is perfectly fine, but it feels at odds with the Pantone validation claim. The 10-megapixel telephoto lens is a similar case. It is good for portraits, but skin tones tend to be warmer than natural. There is also a weird quirk at times with the portrait mode, so it sometimes misses focus from the subject's face. The 13-megapixel ultra-wide camera is a good performer for the price. It even doubles as a macro shooter, offering some interesting shots. However, the color processing on this can be inconsistent with other sensors. Let's now talk about the video recording, and it definitely is not a highlight here. All three rear cameras can shoot in 4K at 30 FPS, but the footage suffers from exposure jumps and lacks detail. On a brighter note, the 50-megapixel front camera is a good performer, capturing detailed selfies. Plus, you can record 4K selfie videos at 30 FPS, which is a nice bonus. Starting with this phone, Motorola is shaking things up quite a bit in terms of software. Gone is My UX, and instead, what you get is Hello UI based on Android 14. It is a very light Android skin and only comes with Motorola and Google apps. So, no annoying bloatware or glance lock screen here. However, I do wish Moto made a gallery app for this phone because I really dislike Google Photos. You still get handy Moto tricks such as gestures to enable certain features and the Ready For app, which connects your phone to a Windows computer really well. There's also an AI theming feature called Style Sync that uses AI to create custom wallpapers, but I found it really underwhelming. With the promise of 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates, the Edge 50 Pro also highlights Moto's newfound commitment to software. But let's just hope that Motorola can deliver these updates on a timely basis. Under the hood, the Edge 50 Pro packs a Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 chipset. Daily tasks and multitasking are handled smoothly for the most part. However, there are occasional micro-stutters in the UI. So here is my peculiar observation. I've used 3 smartphones with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 chipset, this, the Nord CE4 and the Vivo V30, and all 3 of them had micro-stutter issues. So, are there some optimization issues with this chipset that all brands are struggling with? That being said, you should have no problem with casual gaming on this phone. Call of Duty Mobile, for example, ran just fine for about half an hour that I played on it, that too on high plus max settings. One thing that raised many eyebrows was Motorola's choice of using UFS 2.2 storage on a smartphone that is priced over 30,000 rupees. But compared to the Nord CE4 in benchmarks, the Edge 50 Pro scored faster random read and write speeds. It looks like Motorola has done some commendable optimizations here. The Edge 50 Pro is quite a curious case when it comes to battery and charging. It has a 4500 mAh battery, which is barely enough by 2024 standards. Its battery life kind of reflects that. You can get around 6.5 to 7 hours of screen time with mixed usage, which is not bad but not great either. In fact, if you use 2 SIM cards like I do, you will most likely be desperately looking for a charger by the end of the day. Moto has tried to balance it out with some high-end charging tech. The phone supports a mind-blowing 125 watt wired fast charging, which can fully refuel the battery in under 20 minutes. Just note that this crazy fast 125 watt adapter only comes bundled with the higher end 12GB 256GB storage model. The lower version gets a 68 watt adapter, which is still very fast but not quite bonkers like this one. This smartphone also remains one of the few mid-rangers to support wireless charging, which is a nice bonus. The Edge 50 Pro is a polished smartphone with a lot to offer. Its combination of great design, clean software and impressive charging tech is bound to win many people over. This definitely is not the camera phone that I was hoping for, and I do believe that it deserves a bigger battery. Still, it's a phone that offers a lot to like.